Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a powerful story that shows how one single act of kindness can start a ripple that changes, well, everything. So, this entire explainer kicks off with a young girl named Erica, and her journey, her quest to heal from this really deep grief. Well, that's what sets everything in motion. It all starts with this feeling of being just completely and utterly lost. All right, let's start with the catalyst. The first drop in this whole ripple effect, Erica's mission. So Erica's goal, it's simple on the surface, but it's also incredibly profound. I mean, she's not just out there looking for fairies for fun. She's searching for a way to communicate, to send one last unspoken message to her grand. This whole mission, it's really born from love and from loss. And this is how she goes about it, by following 3 simple rules her grandmother taught her. But here's the thing, right? These aren't really rules for finding something. They're more like guidelines on how to be open to something magical happening. And it all boils down to 2 things: respect and patience. Okay, so Erica's quest, that's one side of the coin. Now, let's meet a totally different character, someone trapped in a world of lonely silence. So meet the gentle giant. On the outside, he's this incredible, 6'7" figure. But inside, it's a completely different story. There's this really painful contrast. Years and years of unkind words have just shattered his inner world. They've made him feel small, totally insignificant. And why did he retreat from the world? It was because of constant bullying. I mean, these weren't just names or taunts. They were like weapons, chipping away at his confidence piece by piece until he felt like just a shadow of himself. So he chose to be alone for safety. He literally built this fortress of silence around himself to keep the hurt out. But, and this is the tragic irony, right? In shutting out all that pain, he also shut out connection. And what he found instead was this deep, painful loneliness. Okay, so this is it. This is the moment where Erica's hopeful ripple collides with the giant's lonely world. And it's the turning point of the entire story, because she has this unwavering belief in magic, right? Erica follows this trail of signs, a robin, a moon gate, and each step takes her deeper and deeper into the woods, farther than she's ever gone. And eventually, it leads her face to face with the giant she'd only seen in her dreams. And here it is, the key moment. You'd expect fear, right? But instead, Erica responds with just pure curiosity and compassion. She doesn't see a monster. She sees a person who's sad. She looks past his size and sees his heart. And that simple question she asks him, "Why are you sad?" that changes everything. That one simple, genuine act of connection, it starts to heal these wounds that have been festering for years. It's almost like someone finally switched on a light in a room that's been dark forever. That's the incredible power of being truly seen by someone. All right, so now, fueled by this amazing new connection, that little personal ripple starts to transform. It becomes this massive, community-wide wave of hope. And what's so interesting here is how she empowers him. She doesn't just say, there, it'll be okay. No, she helps him reframe his entire painful past to see it as a source of strength, a way to inspire the whole town. She literally gives him a new purpose. So the giant, he has to face this deep, deep fear of public speaking, but he does it. He stands up in front of everyone and shares this powerful new philosophy. And get this, he's not talking about fighting back with more anger. He's talking about using a much better weapon: kindness. And his message, it's just so clear, so direct. He's saying that real change doesn't happen because you force it or demand it. It happens when you become it, when you actually live the values you want to see in the world around you. And look, he doesn't just talk in vague ideas. He gives the crowd a clear set of choices. It's basically a blueprint for how to build a better community. It's something you can actually do. It's empowering. And it all comes down to the conscious choices we make every single day. And the effect? It was immediate. You could feel it in the air. His raw, authentic story and his plea from the heart, it just lifted this cloud of darkness that had been hanging over the town. People suddenly felt this new sense of optimism, of purpose. So, where does this all lead? What's the big takeaway from this whole incredible story? Let's break down the ripple effect. Okay, so this is the core idea, the whole point of the story: the kindness ripple effect. It's this idea that one single positive action doesn't just end there. It spreads outwards, right? It touches other people, and it builds momentum, creating this huge collective change. So when you think about it, what started as one little girl's very personal quest to heal her own grief, well, it ended up healing her entire community. Her journey to say goodbye to her grandmother gave the whole town a reason to say hello to a much brighter future. And that right there, that's the story's central message for all of us. It's this powerful, empowering reminder that our own individual actions, as long as they're rooted in kindness, can have this huge collective impact that we probably don't even realize. So it leaves us with this really powerful question to think about for ourselves. What ripple will you start? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.